Welcome back. So if you're just joining now, you can start out by checking out version 02, like I'm doing here. Git checkout tags version 02. That's the current version I'm going to work with right now in the code. So you check that out, and the thing I'm going to talk about this lesson is actually how we can install a set of icons in our project, which is called fontawesome. It's a complete set of 675 icons that you can use, and they keep growing. So you can use these icons for showing some kind of view. Let's say we wanted to have a list of users. Maybe we can write list, and there are different lists here we can look at, right? But what if we wanted users? You could search for users, and you'll see different users icon. Let's just open one of them. Here's a list of users or multiple users that we can use later. So these are the icon sets that we have available using this fontawesome package. Now, angular2 somebody has used angular2 to make an angular2 fontawesome component directive, a module that we can use in our project. I found this pretty much just by going into npm.js.com and searching for angular2 fontawesome, and then it kind of popped up, and there are a lot to pick from, and I picked the one called angular2 fontawesome right here. Okay, let's install that in our project. Now, step one to install it is pretty much to go into our package.json file and add these two. It says angular quick start package.json file, insert the lines above in the dependencies block. So I'm going into my code, I'm opening the package.json file here, right here, doodly doot. I'm opening that file, and in that file I'm finding the dependencies right there, and then I'm scrolling down and adding these two ones in the end of the dependencies. Now you just have to add commas in between, right? Just to show that we got a new line, and we have a dependency called fontawesome. This is the actual fontawesome library. And then the other one is the project I just showed you, the fontawesome angular2 project right here, and the actual fontawesome library. Those two is what we require to use fontawesome inside our project. So they've been added, and now the next thing I have to do is an npm install. npm install, there we go. And now I'll go and grab those libraries and add them to the node modules folder up here. So it'll add it under our project in node modules folder up here, right? That's installed now, and it has added them inside the node modules folder. And now we can go and check out what the next part of adding fontawesome Angular 2 to our project is. First of all, this is the basic way to do it if you have a pure Angular quick start setup. We don't have that. We're using Angular CLI. So let's scroll down further. Oh, Angular CLI, that's what we're using. So you have to add first these two different, first a style block, and then inside the add-ons block you need to add these two pieces of information. So let's do that. First we open the Angular CLI JSON, and then we find the styles, app styles in that file. Let's do that. So where's the Angular CLI? Let me just zoom again. Angular CSI is out here in the same level as our package JSON. And in there we have, scrolling down, we have one here called, under apps, we have one called styles, and there I'll do a comma and I'll just paste in this line. Now that references to the current folder going out one folder. So right now, let's just show you that. Right now we're in the current folder, which is Angular CLI. We're going out one folder, that's the course planner 2, and then we're going back into node modules right here, and we're looking for something called fontawesome, and we just installed that with the npm install package, npm install command. And under that one there should be a CSS file and a fontawesome CSS. So let's see that CSS and fontawesome CSS. That's how it finds it, right? So now that style is installed in our program. We also have another line here, and that's add-on. So that's actually pulling in all the actual fonts, the real images, the actual fonts that we're using from fontawesome. So again, we need to put that in the same level as apps, right? So let's just bring it right on top of apps here. So we scroll down, we have apps here. Let's just add it right after apps. So apps start there, and it ends here. I'll just paste it in here as add-ons. And the comma is there, so I'll just place a comma here for the next line, like this. Now add-ons is added as well. So we are ready to now use the fontawesome plugin in our code. Except we need one more thing, and that's adding the actual module. Okay? So as I scroll down, it just explains if you don't use Angular CLI, here are other ways to do it. That's not the one we're looking for. And another way yet, not the way we're looking for. Now usage, that's important. We want to use by adding these two lines. First, we have to go into app module TS file. Let's find that. app module TS file. I'm just shut down the node modules here again, and then I'm opening the source code, the app, and if I zoom in again, here you have the app module TS file as we used earlier. I'll zoom back out. I'll add this import right here. That was step 1. If I go back and look at the browser, step 1 of 2, add this import inside the app modules TS. Step 2, add this module inside the code. We'll talk more about modules, but just consider this right now as being a way for us to use other people's predefined code. So we are going to, somebody predefine an Angular 2 fontawesome module, and we're going to use that inside our code.